Hey, this is Yusuf from MuslimConvertStory.com. Today we'll be talking about Islam. Now, what is Islam and what does it mean anyways? We've heard it many times before. Islam either means peace, safety, or submission, but these are all linguistic meanings, i.e. meanings in the language. But what does Islam mean according to the religion itself? Islamic scholars, when explaining the entire religion of Islam, use one of the most important prophetic traditions in the Islamic corpus, namely the Tradition of Gabri. Now, this tradition is so central to the religion of Islam that it is a tradition by which the essence of the religion is understood, and it's also one of the first traditions taught to students of the religion. Now, there are slight variations of the tradition, some short and some long, but the core of it is the same. Now let's go through a concise summary of the tradition so we can get an idea as to why it is so central to the religion. So the tradition is as follows. One day the Prophet, peace be upon him, was sitting with his companions until a man came to the Prophet and sat right in front of him. Now the companions didn't recognize this man, and they lived in a society where everybody knew one another or recognized one another. So this man goes ahead and starts asking the Prophet questions. And the man says, "O Muhammad, tell me about Islam." The Prophet said, "Islam is that you should testify that there is no God save Allah, and that Muhammad is his messenger, and that you should perform the ritual prayer, and pay the zakah, the alms, fast during Ramadan, and perform the Hajj, the pilgrimage, to the house in Mecca, if you are able to." So the man says, "You have spoken the truth." Now the companions were astonished. Why would he ask a question and then tell him he was right? So the man goes on to say, "Inform me about Iman, faith." And so the Prophet ﷺ says, "It is that you believe in Allah, His angels, His books, His messengers, and in the last day and in fate, both in its good and its evil aspects." So the man says, "You have spoken the truth." Then the man asks, "Tell me about Ihsan, or in other words, excellence in faith." And so the Prophet replied, "It is that you serve Allah as though you see Him. For if you see Him not, know that He sees you." So the tradition goes on where the man asks the Prophet about the final hour, and the Prophet, peace be upon him, replies by giving some of its sign. Now when the man goes away, the tradition continues, and the Prophet says, "O Umar," who was one of the companions at the time, "do you know who that questioner was?" And so Umar replies, "Allah and His messenger know best." So the Prophet says, "That was Gabriel, and he came to teach you your religion." So the tradition highlights and shows that the religion of Islam has three dimensions to it. The first dimension deals with belief, what one must believe through one's intellect. So one must believe in God, His messengers, His books, His angels, the last day, and destiny. The second dimension deals with actions, that which one must do with one's limb or say with one's tongue. That is, to testify that there is no God but Allah, to pray 5 times a day, to fast in Ramadan, to give charity, and to make the pilgrimage to Mecca. The last dimension deals with a state of being, where one's actions are in accordance to what one believes, to worship God as though one is conscious of Him, or if one is not able to do that, the knowing that God is always vigilant over one. Now, it sounds like a lot, but the main takeaway is that Islam is not a ritualistic religion where one is just going through the motions day in and day out. Neither is it a theoretical religion of abstract concepts, nor is it just a spiritual feel-good religion. It's a holistic religion that brings peace to the mind, body, and soul. Now, in the next few videos, we'll be going through each of these dimensions and explaining them one by one. So stay tuned and sign up below in the description to be the first to know about the next video. Until next time, peace.